Hello, and on today's show, it's the holiday season.
Cool new content coming to YouTube near you.
We're having so much fun.
And George Lucas has taken back the rights to Star Wars and has canceled the release of Episode 7 so that he can release his own botched version of it.
This is episode 9.5, the Geek 30 Happy Hour. Welcome back to a special 0.5 episode of the Geek 30 Happy Hour, where we drink a toast to all the geeky things we're passionate about. Today is December 13th, 2015. My name is Alex, and here's Jojo.
Hello! How are you doing today?
Good, dude. We are going to have so much fun on this special
Very
holiday
special, yes.
edition of the Geek 30 Happy Hour. Jojo and I wanted to get together, obviously just to hang out and talk about geeky stuff.
Definitely.
But also to, celebrate the holidays. We've got a very warm start to the holidays. If you guys live in this DC metro area, today you experienced a 75-degree weather day.
I was in shorts.
Yeah.
But I was in shorts and I was warm.
Yeah. I'm cool with this whole global warming thing. I don't know about you. This is just absolutely...
Where did that come from?
Absolutely crazy.
Global warming doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, God, no, never
You and your liberal agenda as I shake my fist at you.
Well, because it's a special 0.5 episode, we don't have a guest here. Usually during these 0.5 episodes, we wouldn't have a specific beer that we would be drinking, but we actually have something special that somebody recommended to us. So let's get into what we're drinking today.
Oh, hello, Geek 30. It's beer time.
Today's beer is not brought to you by global warming because it doesn't exist as I sit here in shorts on this December afternoon.
Sweating. It's like hot.
Mid-December, not even early December.
It's hot here in the Geek 30 studios.
Wow.
It's weird. So what we're drinking tonight is, this was actually suggested by Russell. So thank you so much for this suggestion.
Thank you, sir.
This is called Mad Elf by Trogs. And we got this stuff. I picked it up at a Total Wine. I think you can get it at Wegmans, really anywhere right now. It's available between October and December, and it's 11% ABV. So we're drinking in a nice little goblet here.
It actually has less. It has more ABV than the previous beverage we just consumed.
Yeah. Upstairs we were recording a little something that we're going to share with you guys a little bit later. We're going to share some details on that. But quickly going through what this beer is about. Per their website, it says, the holidays at Trogs starts with our inner Mad Elf momentarily taking over the brew deck. So blame him, in quotations, for this cheerful ruby red creation reminiscent of ripened cherries, raw honey, and cocoa with notes of cinnamon, clove, and allspice. They recommend serving it between 50 to 55 degrees temp/F, which means temperature Fahrenheit for you people who don't know any better.
We're an imperial system.
Yes. No, actually, it's kind of funny. So here at the bottom of the site, it says, awards featured in Playboy magazine, rated number 1 in Joe Sixpack's Christmas Beers book. That's kind of like JoJo's six-pack, but without
the extra Joe. It's half a Joe. Yeah. Half a JoJo.
JoJo has all the six-packs.
Yes.
So
he has a keg. It's a party keg.
So, but they call out, it's like chocolatey and spicy. It's a cool holiday sort of beer. Kind of reminds you of Christmas. So quick cheers to this thing.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. And it's this is like red.
Right, exactly.
It's red.
It is very red.
So Jojo, what's your thought on this beer?
It is. So this actually kind of takes me back to Oktoberfest. But it's got a very strong bite to the beginning of it. And I love the spices out of it. I love the flavors. So the initial taste is good, but how it lingers is fantastic.
Yeah, it's got a really nice kind of lingering spicy, that allspice that they kind of talk. The clove is actually really, really... I actually didn't expect the clove as much as I did. I almost expected more of the
cinnamon or the
cherry.
Exactly.
Because I saw pictures of this beer where it was like bright red. If you're looking at the website, guys, I'll have a link of this in the show notes. It's bright red, and that's really how it looks in the glass.
Completely transparent. The head is fantastic on this thing.
It's bad. It looks like cough syrup. It does not taste like cough syrup, guys. But
although at 11%, it'll probably do the same, number on you.
I've got a feeling that I'm not going to be coughing tonight. So we're going to sip this beer. And then, let's start talking a little bit about what our plans are for the holidays as we're getting into this very warm Christmas season.
Warm. Is it? Because it was warm yesterday too. It was 72 yesterday, I think. Wasn't it?
It was in the 70s. We ended up going to the dog park and took the pups out there, and I had a sweatshirt on. And I was sweating. I had to take it off. It was really, really rough.
I had to go out and do a couple things, and I had a long sleeve shirt.
I say it's really rough.
Exactly. And it's like I'm overdressed for this. What just happened? I don't know. I don't understand.
Crazy. It's crazy. But this, Christmas is always a really fun time of year. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I think the one thing that trumps it is Halloween. But I'm
still a Thanksgiving guy, but of course everybody forgets about Thanksgiving because it's between Halloween and Christmas, so it's that middle child syndrome, which is probably why I'm biased to it. But that's another story from a different time.
Jojo's a middle child, but we usually like to go out to see family and stuff. We tend to have Deanna and I split it up between either going to Ohio, where a lot of her family lives. Or spending it here in Virginia, where a lot of my family is. It's once you get married, you do the kind of split custody of the family,
right?
Sort of deal. So it's a lot of fun either way. Getting together with people and opening presents and eating really good food and
gaining like 50 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So what about you? What do you do during the holidays?
So my family split up between Puerto Rico and Texas. So either we go to Puerto Rico or we go to Texas. But the last couple of years has been Texas for me. It's been a lot easier. We fly in our grandparents, and that way they don't have to worry about everything. My parents take care of everything. My parents, as well as one of my uncles, lives in San Antonio. I have an aunt that lives in Dallas, and then everybody else is in Puerto Rico. So it's kind of easier just kind of consolidate in one location.
Right.
But it's a great week for me because I'm already bad with like the social medias and whatnot where I'm not on them as much anymore. But that's a week for me to just kind of disconnect from the real world and just be with family and just kind of enjoy life, disconnect.
I'll tell you what, that's some of my favorite, those are some of my favorite times of the year where you just have the opportunity to disconnect and do what's really important in life.
Right, exactly.
Right?
You're singing with family, you're eating with family, you're going out and hanging out with family, drinking with them. It's just a fantastic time.
It's good.
It's funny because Christmas is very much become a materialistic kind of a venue, and you kind of forget that Christmas should be the celebration of us, the family, of the people, Your stuff will break and go away, but your family is always what's going to be there for you.
Certainly. And, we're Christians here. We celebrate Christmas.
Exactly.
And we wish you guys all the best during this holiday season, whatever, religion you are, whatever you celebrate, whatever religion you're not. Take this time towards the end of this year to really do what's important. Spend time with your family and have a wonderful beer along
Plus,
with it.
You're not going to be stuck in a mall with 1,000 other people, 8,000 other people, 20,000 other people. So enjoy your family because it's a benefit to you as well as your anxiety.
Cheers to not working retail.
Hey, cheers.
Jojo and I can graduate from that. Well, we've graduated from that a while ago.
And enjoying every moment of it.
Oh my gosh. To you people out there who are listening, who work retail, we've been in your shoes. We know it's an interesting time of year for us.
So I know Alex had one big fruit stand, but I've been at a lot of major retailers. And just to name some of them off from the past, Best Buy, Circuit City, Apple, Kohl's. I've been there. I've done that.
Yes, and
it never gets any better.
It's an experience. So kudos to you guys. Hopefully you guys still have an opportunity to kind of break away from some of that materialistic craziness.
Exactly.
Spend really good quality time with your family. And something else that we wanted to share with you guys, and again, the whole idea behind this 0.5 episode is to touch base with you guys, kind of about personal stuff going on with us. We appreciate the great feedback that we get from folks listening to the show, and want to share some of the cool things that we've been working on. We're working on a cool little project that we figured we would announce to you guys. It's called The Lost Levels.
The Lost Levels, definitely.
It's Geek 30 Happy Hour, The Lost Levels. And it's going to be kind of a video series to supplement a lot of the stuff that we do here on the podcast. We're going to be featuring it on our brand new YouTube page. You can find it, just search Geek 30 on YouTube. We have, by the time you listen to this, we may have a couple of other videos posted. But Jojo, why don't you explain a little bit about what The Lost Levels is all about and sort of the inspiration behind it?
So one of the biggest part of our geeky culture is gaming. We love movies. We love Doctor Who. We talked about a bunch of things on here. Music is one of them as well. But we're big passionate gamers. And I know I've become kind of like the old guy joke in this. And I love the old stuff with like the Nintendo 64, the NES, the SNES, Genesis, everything from the back in the day, Atari 2600. I keep making a reference to my Virtual Boy. I think I need to let that die, but I won't.
You still need to bring it over.
I need to bring it, yeah.
Maybe we can do a little session on it.
We could do that, definitely. I still need to bring that, find that link cable so I can plug mine in with Jamie and we could do a two-player, kind of a scenario. But I still love that old retro gaming. I am playing new stuff. I'm actually... So I went ahead and beat Halo 5, and I've gone back and gotten all the intel. I've gotten all the skulls. I'm halfway through on Legendary now. I need to play it on co-op Legendary. I've been doing a bunch of stuff. I'm very much a completionist when it comes to that kind of thing. But I love the old stuff, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to have a chance to record some of that. So some of the old stuff is hilarious, and not only its execution, but what it displays on screen. Some of the new stuff, not so funny, but you make it funny in content, such as other like YouTube players, like Javi, when he goes on his
Squirrel Punch
gaming channel is fantastic. And so we're kind of doing that, enjoying the game, talking about the game a little bit. Not something super long. We're not going into, I don't think, like a half-hour session. Just maybe 10, 15 minutes, enjoying it.
Yeah.
And just, us talking, maybe showing off a game, maybe something we love, maybe something we don't like, just giving you a heads up, because it's fun. So, something we're already doing. So
we want excuses to play video games, and this is a great one. And we wanted to kind of share with you guys some of our favorite things as we've been playing some of the games that we play. And for me, it may be Fallout, or for Jojo, it may be some kind of old school game like
Mega Man 2 or Double Dragon 2 or any other sequel, number 2.
And kind of sharing with you guys some of the adventures there. Maybe it would inspire you to kind of share with us some of the things that you love about some of the old games, and probably provide you some pretty entertaining content. We were actually upstairs. Something we've been doing the past few episodes is recording us playing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And if you guys saw it, go to our Facebook page, check out our videos. You can kind of see us playing this from Deanna's perspective.
She was laughing at us so much that she decided to just record a video on us. We
and
weren't even paying attention. She just started doing this.
And so this actually started the whole idea behind this idea. But it was entertaining, and then we said, you know what? Let's record these sessions.
It was one of those things where we had a situation where we both facepalmed simultaneously. We're so in sync in that, and it was just
bottom line. Jojo and I are terrible at platformers, and we
one of us more than the other. But
well, okay, I'm worse.
I poke fun at him, but if you put him in front of a first-person shooter, I wouldn't be able to keep up. Unless it's on computer, but if it's on console, I can't keep up. I am useless on first-person shooters.
But, I actually went out and bought an Elgato game capture device, and we've been doing some content creation with that, and we'll be sharing that with you guys here towards the end of 2015, and definitely getting into it heavily in 2016. You may even see a little bit of content coming from Jamie and his daughter, Ellie.
That'd be
playing
fantastic.
Some old
Especially
school
since she's already
stuff.
better than I am at 4.5 years old.
Guys, Jamie's got her playing old school, like original Nintendo.
An original Nintendo. And N64 and Super NES. And that's parenting done right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so...
sorry, not sorry.
Stay tuned to that. And something that I'll mention again is that we're trying to get a lot more... following for this show, and we've already got a tremendous amount of followers. Actually, we kind of pride ourselves on the number of folks that listen to our show every time that we release. And we just hit a new milestone from a Facebook, likes point of view. Putting in perspective, we've had this show out for, just maybe a few months at this point, already up to, 300 likes on Facebook and a bunch of listeners. And but I would love it if you guys would tell all your friends about this show. and encourage them to listen and subscribe on iTunes. We're definitely trying to get the word out. So, point them to iTunes, Google Play soon, if it hasn't already gone up. Have you seen that go up at all?
I mean, they mentioned they never gave us a date.
Yeah, I know. And again, we're going to be on this new Google Play thing as soon as that's available for podcasts. They gave us the go-ahead that we're going to be part of that. So with that, again, you're going to be seeing some extra content on YouTube. So check us out there. Stuff is going to be posted on our website, geek30.com. Spell out the word 30, and you find us there. Yeah, it says, Jojo's at the website. It says podcast playing soon for Google Play.
It's not quite there yet.
Yeah, it's not quite there yet. But once it is available for you Android users, you'll be able to get our stuff kind of natively on your all's devices.
And something I discovered recently is Windows Phone users, if you have the RSS link, you can actually pop it into the podcast app from Windows that they have natively, and it will bring in our podcast for you. So you can actually listen to it natively on your Windows Phone. Download them, subscribe to it, and all that fun stuff. So
totally,
it'll be multi-platform at that point. And again, if you have something that's not Windows, Apple, or Android, you can always listen to us on the internet through our website, geek30.com. So you can stream it anywhere you are.
Yeah, and but also shout out to Brett, who was our 300th like.
Thank you so much, Facebook. Brett. We love you. You're awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to him. That was really cool of him. And Brett, tell your friends about the show. Keep spreading the word, guys. Finally, we wanted to kind of reminisce a little bit because we're coming on to the end of 2015. It marks kind of a milestone, and just talk a little bit about how much fun that we've had. We posted a video recently, including myself, Jojo, and Jamie when we had Jamie on here for episode 9. This has been an absolute blast.
Right. It has. I look forward to this. This is awesome.
Yeah. And, we started this thing out really because, if you go back and listen to episode 1, I think we talked about it. Jojo and I would always get together and have a beer and just talk about really geeky shit.
Well, sometimes we'd talk, sometimes we'd argue.
Yeah,
depending on the content.
Depending on the content.
It was not like a bad argument. It was a discussion, a debate.
Yeah, it was very sporty debate.
You're wrong, and you're wrong. No. We both have our own opinions on certain things, and there's a lot of things we agree on. So this has just been amazing to me.
But we entertained ourselves, and other folks, always talked about how much fun that they had hanging out with us, and we figured, you know what, let's record this shit.
Right.
Let's get it out to the world and let them hang out with us. And we never realized how much fun we would have doing this. And personally, that's something that, thinking back, we're going to be recording episode 10 before the end of the year. But thinking back to when we first started, starting this thing off as just kind of like a very casual hobby ended up turning into something almost like a passion.
Right, exactly.
It's really fun. We've learned a lot about audio. If you go back and listen to, okay, so here's a confession, guys. Here's a confession.
I wasn't going to say anything.
All right, now I'm gonna confess to the world. If you guys listen to episodes 1 and 2, you notice that the audio quality is really, really shitty.
It's not that bad.
No, it's pretty bad. Well, okay, all right. Let's give it some credit because I went out and bought this. If you guys look at some of the pictures that we post of the sort of semi-studio setup we have here in my basement, we record on this. It's a great mic. It's a blue Yeti USB mic that just kind of plugs into my MacBook Pro.
The company is blue. The model is Yeti.
Yes. It's not literally a blue Yeti. Otherwise, we probably have our faces mauled off.
Well, like Empire Strikes Back.
Yes. Yeah. But I went out and bought that thing in anticipation for episode 1, and we got it all hooked up, and Jojo and I were all excited. We started recording. We recorded episode 2, and we noticed, God, there's a lot of like reverb in this room, and Jamie ended up saying, hey, put up curtains and
right.
other things to try to bounce off, some of that reverb. And we sit here recording episode 3. If you go back and listen to episode 3, you had Chris on that show. We set up the mic in the middle of the room. We had the computer outside of the little recording area.
Of a wall of blankets.
We're
trying to isolate the music, the sound in the area, like Jamie told us to.
Yeah, and we started hitting record, and Jojo, you were on the other side of
I was recording. I was one at the laptop recording, and so you guys started talking into the microphone, and I started laughing at you guys.
Chris and I were sitting right here by the mic, But then we listened back to it, and Jojo was coming in clearer than the both of us. And so I had I had a little herp-de-derp moment, and for 2 episodes we recorded using the laptop mic.
Which again, it was not a bad microphone considering.
But considering I spent $130 on this microphone.
It is not a $130 microphone in that laptop. No.
So, lessons learned. You know, this is
I think Chris should have a top secret clearance because he held that secret
very
well. Chris laughed at us, but he held our secret.
Chris is the one that chimed in like, guys, did you switch the input to the Yeti? And I looked at him. I was like, no, it should happen automatically. And then I thought about it. Oh, fuck.
So I in past, because I've had many jobs, many different hats.
Oh, wait a second. Let's also point out that Mr. AV here.
I do productions. I produce sound. I make sound a live situation. So if you go to a concert, you see speakers and amps and everything. That's my job. I've never been on the recording side of it, so I didn't know what to do when it came to that stuff. And I know Apple makes things easier for us in that aspect, but I've never opened GarageBand. I never had a reason to.
Yeah, I should have known better because I've always done recordings and stuff, but it just didn't click. And
literally,
yeah, we felt pretty stupid. But that's the reason. If you go back, we
had a significantly good jump in quality. As in episode 3.
Because we weren't sitting in my kitchen where we were surrounded by glass and like other things.
Wood floors. And solid, surfaces.
Yeah. So now we're in the basement where we've got curtains and blankets and other stuff hanging up where it helps dampen the reverb to an extent. It's by no means like some kind of professional setup, but
we like it.
Yeah, we've been learning a lot. Like we said, this is our very first time podcasting, and we hope that you guys have enjoyed it just as much as we have.
Definitely.
So, Jojo, I think it's time to finish this beer. Maybe go upstairs and play a little bit more Donkey Kong or something.
Well, you say play, but I don't know if we're actually going to play or if it's going to play us.
Yeah, we're going to get wrecked again. But anything else that you want to share with the world?
And I've said it in the video, but thank you guys so much. We are recording this 9.5. I'm not sure we're planning to publish this, but we're going to do an episode
probably sometime this week.
We're going to do an episode 10 next week with our guest that we've already got planned. And after that, we're going to go radio silence for a couple of weeks because I'll be down in Texas with my family. I'll also be with both his family and Deanna's family because now that he's married, he's property of multiple families.
Yep.
So we'll be out doing our holiday things. Again, doesn't matter which religion you are. We wish you a Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or Merry Kwanzaa or however different things.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry Kwanzaa. Yeah.
Merry Kwanzaa to you.
Merry Kwanzaa to you. Exactly. I've always seen it as if someone's going to wish me something from a different religion, I used to take the effort to wish it to me,
Yes,
so I always take it in a positive light.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's a good thing.
Definitely.
Totally. So, we wish you guys all the best. Stay tuned for some really great content. We're really excited for all the awesome things to come in 2016. We're going to have a ton of fun, and we hope that you guys are going to stick around and join us for that. So, Jojo, where can people reach us?
So the email, which we have had a couple of emails come through, and again, recommendations on beer. If you think I'm wrong for my Sony rant last week.
Oh my god.
If we had Eric on here asking about retro games. Any ideas at all? Let us know. If you have an idea for the show, if you want us to talk about something, you have a beer recommendation, you can reach us at geek30podcast@gmail.com. 30 is spelled out, so geek30podcast@gmail.com. You can call us and leave us a voicemail. I always make a joke about cordless phones and whatnot, but everybody's got a phone. I mean, you have a smartphone in your hand. This is where you're streaming your podcast. It also makes phone calls. You realize that, right?
Believe it or not.
Smartphones I don't actually...
I got a phone call on my iPhone the other day. I was like, what is
this? It's funny that we're kind of trained to think that if someone calls us, it's an emergency now. At this point, it's like, why are you calling me?
Right.
But you do have a phone option on your phone. And you can call us and leave us a voicemail at 443-424-3350. We've got Twitter. I already knew it was going to be bad, so I just went with it. I knew I wanted to say Twitter, but Twitter was on my head. I don't know why. We have a Twitter handle at Geek30, which is also spelled out. We're on Facebook at Geek30. I don't know if there's
Geek30.com.
Geek30, something.
Guys, hey, remember how we said that this Mad Elf beer is like 11% ABV?
Well, we also had a Dark and Stormy before. So.
Just feeling it. I'm pretty sure.
I'm very warm right now, and it's not because of global warming, which it is like 70-something degrees out there.
Well, thank you to you guys again for listening. We'll look forward to a very special episode next time that you guys hear from us, because we'll have seen Star Wars.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I don't have to like avoid shit anymore.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be amazing.
Jojo and I are gonna go see that, so
we'll bring a beer in your name.
Yeah, expect some good times from that. Thank you to Jamie Sweetland, as
Thank you
always,
so much
for the awesome production and
for being awesome.
Yeah, and
I mean, teaching his daughter.
He was great on.
Half.
Yeah, he was great on episode 9.
Definitely.
So with that, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Y'all have a great night. Thank you so much.
See ya.